I wanted to talk about why you should hire a professional writer to write your memoir as opposed to writing it yourself. If you want to just tell the story of your life chronologically or tell the story of your family chronologically, of course you can do that. I'm sure you're more than capable of going through every year and recording the things that happened. If you want to write a story that has plot, theme, character, all the things that go into making a really compelling read that reflects that person's inner core, then you probably want to hire a professional writer. So one of the things that's come up is people will send me their manuscript and say, hey, look, I've already done all of this work, so it's easy for you to just finish it up. And so, your job is now simplified. And actually, it makes the job much more difficult if you give me a manuscript. The first thing that happens is I have to read through that and I have to figure out, well, what is actually the chronology in terms of the timeline here, because we are talking about a memoir. Then I have to figure out, well, what is the relationship between the characters? What is the theme? What is the narrative arc? Then I have to try and decipher what are the specific omissions. And then I have to tailor questions specifically geared towards what those omissions are. Okay, so then we go through the interview process, and then I ask you those questions. Then I have to go back to your original manuscript and fill that in, and then rewrite the whole book. This is obviously way more work for me than if I would just start from the beginning, ask you the questions, and there is plenty of opportunity during the interview process for you to tell me what you want to emphasize or what's important to you. And then at the end, during the editing process, there's ample opportunity. You have, I think, 3 weeks to go through it and really think about, okay, what do I want to change? And what do I want to add or omit? And I'll do that. That's absolutely no problem. So the analogy I'm going to use now is, well, I'll give you two analogies. One is you wouldn't go to a dentist and say, yeah, I don't know, $3,000 for a root canal. I think I'll try and go fix it at home, and then I'll come back and you can fix it, and that way it will be cheaper. Uh, that's going to actually not work very well for you or the dentist, and it will probably wind up costing you more money. The same thing is you would never tell a contractor who you want to build a house for you. You wouldn't tell them, you know what, this is a little expensive. I'll build the house first, and then you can come along and just fix it up and finish it off, and then it's cheaper. Obviously, the builder then has to go and take apart the house and do the whole thing from scratch, and the work involved is much more challenging than if you would have just let him start from the beginning. And the same is true for my job. So I'm making this video really so that I have an opportunity to explain that for you, because it does happen a lot that people contact me and say, well, I've got the manuscript, here you go, and may I please have a discount? And actually, it's much more work for me to do it that way. And I would encourage you, if you are going to go with a professional writer, just to hold off and let us start together from the beginning. And that's my spiel for today. If you have any questions, please contact me through my email address or my website, and I look forward to hearing your story.